You deglaze your song with a stock of storytelling, and what do you get? Episode 18 of the Fresh Baked Niche podcast, where the best half-baked conversations happen. I'm your baker Patrick, and today, I've got something yarn to spin. But before all that, a song I really got into recently is Invisible by Duran Duran. You know, the meme song from Metal Gear Solid 5. I gave it an actual listen, and it is genuinely a good song. It's crazy that people just use that one little soundbite. I mean, I know you can't get away with, 2-3 minutes of song, but man, y'all really undersold it. So music. I would say like 99.9% of people, if not even more, enjoy music. I being one of them. Now my tastes are all over the place, but something I've been finding is I really enjoy a song that tells a story. A tall tale. Or even just a nice anecdote. So while listening to one of the songs on this playlist, it got me thinking, and you know, I want to share a couple of these songs and their stories with you today. So, starting off with probably the saddest of the bunch, we have Jim I Wore a Tie Today. The song was originally written by Cindy Walker in 1961 and was eventually sung by Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson in 1985 through their power group, the Highwaymen. Not to say they were power metal, but they were a nice country group with some of the biggest stars. This song speaks of a man attending the funeral of one of his closest friends, Jim, who had died of some illness before making it back to town. Cash and Nelson reminisce on the good times they had with Jim, and lament that they did all that they could and then some. For those who lost someone close, the song certainly can hit hard. I know I lost a really good friend many years ago, and listening to this piece in recent years really struck a nerve. All I want to say is that if you are grieving, or feeling that pit of emptiness in your soul, please, reach out to somebody, a friend, a family member, or whoever. And you know, it does get better eventually, trust me. But so trying to lighten the mood just a bit, we got My Life from Billy Joel. It was originally released in 1978 and on the 52nd Street album. We start off with a phone call between two old friends who apparently have been separated with time. The caller expresses how they were tired of the way they were living and the monotony of it all, and decided to move across the country and perform stand-up comedy. They admit they might have made a bad choice, but it was their decision regardless, and that they're going to stick by it. It also should be respected, and that, you know, they want to start living this way. They seem to end the call by saying, "I'm fine, I don't need you to come, don't give me your absolution, and just let me live." And, you know, I feel for a lot of Americans especially, this song resonates. You know, we want our own purpose. We want to just do our lives and not be handed a pre-written script by somebody else. It's nice to have aspirations and genuinely try to attain them. Although that does seem to be getting harder and harder with the passing days, and you know, I really feel for the younger crowd just trying their damnedest out there. Now, jumping up to 2012, got a song from a popular YouTube musical group, at least at the time, Your Favorite Martian. The song in question is Alien. The main character kind of goes through some tribulations in what appears to be high school, at least based on the music video, as they are just being relentlessly bullied, possibly for the way they look, possibly for the way they act. It's not completely clear. But the point is, they're suffering majorly. And there is some reassurance in the second verse about you need to just kind of hold your ground and show everybody what you can do and how well you can do it. But it does kind of circle back and talks about the abuse and feeling just real angry and excluded with the world. Genuinely really nice piece, and, for me, it kind of hits home. Because, funny enough, at the time of this song coming out, I was in high school, like right in the middle of it. And weirdly enough, this was a time in my life where I was actually wearing an orange hoodie, just like the main character in the video. So it was just a really weird coincidence on top of just the fact that, it was a song singing about isolation and abuse. Which, not to say I was getting, physically abused, but there's definitely a lot of name-calling and finger-pointing, and, despite having friends and people in my corner, it didn't change those feelings. Looking back on it, the reality is I got along with most people. It's just that most of my friends ended up being the kind who either did or sold drugs, or they were band geeks or theater nerds, and, well, hell, I was the president of the Japanese Culture and Anime Club, if that's to give you an inkling about who I am, if you haven't watched the other episodes and realized the kind of stuff I talk about and enjoy. But hey, being weird is the new norm at this point. If you go to school and you don't have some kind of oddity, like, I don't know, you like to collect snails or something, you're kind of the weird one at that point, right? For not being quirky. And, from what I've heard, bullying isn't as bad as it used to be, although I have heard about elementary school kids calling each other the N-word, which is just absolutely insane. But it seems like they do it mostly in jest, at least from my understanding, and it seems like overall things are better than they maybe were 13 years ago, so I guess silver linings. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, the final song for this episode and the one that inspired the whole thing. This piece is Full Moon by Sonata Arctica. It is a power ballad about a man suffering from lycanthropy. And for those who don't know, that is the condition by which when a full moon is present in the sky, you turn to a werewolf. So the song starts with our main person sitting in the corner of a barn, very afraid of what's about to happen. And as he's sitting there, his fears are justified as, lo and behold, a full moon is actively rising. He speaks the moon as one would a life partner, being there always. We then transition. He's trying to hide in the fields, running from his fellow man. He finds the barn, maybe a place to rest, just for the night. It is revealed that he is aware of his actions when he is a werewolf, and it might be driving him insane. But it cannot stop him. His wife comes to him by consummating their love and possibly curing him of this illness with their strong bond. However, she does make the tragic mistake of locking the door instead of running away. And despite her attempts to see her lover as a man, unfortunately it does end with her and the rising of the moon. Presumably this is why he's been chased throughout the song, not just through the fields, but even across the lake. He laments that she should have simply run away, left him alone, at least before he turned. It's a good song. I love this song. It's done very well, and it paints a very, not beautiful picture, but an astounding one. I also really appreciate the juxtaposition throughout the entire piece of the wife and the moon. They're constants in his life, and even referred to as almost being in matrimony, with the line, through sickness and in health. And they're both described as too demanding. They both want him for different reasons. And unfortunately, the one is the winner. So those are just a few examples of songs that tell stories. I'm sure there's others, and please, let me know some of yours that you enjoy. I'll take the opportunity to listen to anything, and who knows, maybe it'll be something I haven't heard before. But if you want to, maybe please consider checking out these songs. Yeah, especially if you haven't heard them before, and really if you haven't listened to them in a while. They're all pretty solid. Maybe not for everybody, but hey, you don't know till you try. And while you're considering that, maybe also think about dropping a like, or maybe even a subscription. It really helps. Shows me that people are interested and want more of this. But, I think that about does it for today. As always, though, thank you for baking with me today, and I really hope to see you next time. Goodbye.